we have Pete Peterson here, talks to us about Znergy. I don't know how much you remember, and some of you weren't here, but Pete Peterson donated 2 million shares of Znergy to LifeSprings. I guess last year, or in the last year. But the purpose is not so much of its value today, but we need investment capital. I mean, everybody that gets up here and talks, I mean, Bob Manners could use it all up quickly if we let it, but there's tools that Pete talked about last year, I think it was, or year before, mezzanine financing, which is exactly what we want for this deal. Yes. But we need investment capital to finance all these deals that we want to go and that we want to do. And Pete has had the vision to do this, donated 2 million shares of Znergy. We're going to hear a little bit about the potential of Znergy right now, and after that we want Eugene to come talk about Ubiquity. Ubiquity donated 3 million shares, and again, you know, there's no guarantee that these shares are going to, they're penny stocks, but every once in a while a penny stock does great. Amen. And so those are two companies I pray for every morning, because even though, who was it that said, Neil Bennett said he'd like to have twice my money. Well, if Znergy and Ubiquity come through, Neil, I'll give you some.
Well, they just went on my daily prayer list.
So Pete, if you would come up and share with us your story of Znergy. We started I think it was like 3 years ago, we started a private equity fund, B2 Opportunity Fund, and Pete, I guess, for seed money that went into that. But that's what helped drive Znergy and other opportunities. And I just believe, Steve, that we're going to see some results out of some of this.
I do.
It's like I said a while ago, the Lord already knows what He's going to do. We're just the ones that don't know how He's going to take those 5 loaves and 2 fishes and multiply. We just don't know yet. But I guess Pete or Eugene, one will tell us a little bit about this cot back here. I think it's for any of us that get tired of these meetings. We can go lay down and take a nap or something. But there may be something more in that than
a little bit more. A little bit more.
I miss Eric Chia today. Eric has always been here, and he's such a positive aspect of our LifeSprings. So, if anybody needs a Coke or a cup of coffee. Is this going okay for everybody? Are you enjoying what you're hearing?
Yes.
Very good.
Jacqueline, do you think it's going okay?
It's going excellently. I'm so moved and so touched by all the stories, and I mean, it's like a twine weaving between all of us, and you know where it's coming from. Amen?
Amen.
Yeah.
Jacqueline's a professor out in one of the universities in San Jose or somewhere out there, and I knew she would enjoy this. Steve knew she would enjoy this.
Windows. Windows. Actually, type here, projector, and we'll take you to the setting. You need just to duplicate.
Peter, you challenging these high guys?
Yeah, go ahead. Samuel, he's a brilliant Israeli, wonderful architect.
There we go. Just a projector.
Well, if they
Oh, no, I can take it.
won't you talk about that while they're getting this?
Okay, great. Hey, thanks a lot. Good to be back again. Randy, thanks for inviting me.
You bet.
We're trying to put up the PowerPoint for Znergy, and more importantly, we've got a little intro by Kevin Harrington, one of the original Sharks. He does an intro for Znergy, which is a LED lighting company. So hopefully it'll show you in a few minutes, but 2 seconds on the beamer, which is that mat in the back. This is all about blood flow, and Eugene and I have been working this with Eric Chia. Steve is now, we're working with Steve. So this is all about helping people with their health and getting away from what we have going on with this epidemic of drugs in the United States. I'm a former investment banker, and I financed probably $15 billion. My company, Neogenomics, just talking about sponsorship, is an $800 million company on NASDAQ. I brought in the executive VP of Pfizer on our board. He told me confidentially that it's all about marketing. What they do is they find something wrong with somebody and they market to an industry. And right now we've got an epidemic going in the Midwest with women. They targeted women to go after them for antidepressants. So 28% of the women in the Midwest are on antidepressant drugs, which is a shame. And it's not because they need it, it's just because the marketing companies want to market it. So the Beamer technology is a partnership the company put together with NASA. 17 years ago, I was in Liechtenstein working with the German government on health initiatives. And the big health initiative was how to focus on natural health remedies. So they basically went out and they looked at all the technologies out there, and they realized they set up this microcirculation department, and they went with Zeiss, and they took a camera, now they can go down to a very small level on the capillaries. Capillaries make up about 74% of your body. That's really your main blood flow. 1992, Nobel winner won a prize for identifying that, because everybody thought veins and arteries, the heart took care of everything. Well, actually, 74% of your body is capillaries. And this helps at a natural level. It's basically from 10 to 30 hertz. It's a natural flow that helps you basically help regulate your body without any drugs. So they found out that the German government endorsed it. There were 4,000 clinics right now in Europe. U.S. probably got FDA clearance a couple years ago. It was pushed through because of NASA. NASA now has it in their suits for space, because right now once you leave the orbit, there's no gravitational, and you got to be concerned about that. And we all grow up with it, with this natural flow. And when you understand it, we've got a new horse unit out. Horses need it just like humans need it. There's an animal product coming out. But it's 8 minutes in the morning, 8 minutes at night. If you got any kind of ailments or whatever, there's other programs. So it's a neat technology that I welcome you at least to try. It's made a big difference in me. I am going to be 61. I play competitive tennis, and I play at a pretty competitive level, and I'm up with these younger guys, and I haven't backed down in my age group, so I go out and play with them straight up. But it helps me with knees, back, and everything else. But my 86-year-old mom uses it, and it's just a great product. So when you get a chance, we can talk more about it. I'm passionate about it. I'm all about anti-drug, because bottom line, once you're on a drug, you're not going off it. And we have a company called Neogenomics. It's $800 million on NASDAQ. I was on the board for 7 years. Started out just like what Znergy did, basically a penny stock. Went out and told the story, told all the, everybody the story all the time. We went to those shows, everything else. Recruited the right team. We took it from a penny stock all the way up to 1163 on NASDAQ. We're also on the Russell 2000, and it's all about, and 2 years ago we acquired from GE Clarion for $250 million. And we started out with the same thing. So understand building companies is a challenge. I got into investment banking backwards. I actually did a roll-up of 30 companies. And I was blessed that got a chance to go on the dark side, which was Wall Street, and helped companies and understood what challenges are raising money. So getting a mezzanine piece would make sense because it's less dilutive. At the end of the day, you got to be careful of your cap structure, especially as you talk about more mature growth companies. So I love their model, what you guys are doing. Randy wouldn't tell me, he said, I got some surprise for you, so great surprise. So, I do have a number of hedge funds we can definitely talk to. So just go back to Znergy, hopefully we can pull it up. But in short, Znergy is all about understanding that we've got lights that we're now transforming with LED lights. And the price points have come down dramatically. Just to let you know, we're a small public company. The stock's approximately $12 a share. So it puts the value right now in our LifeSprings probably about $240,000. But the real magic is we expect this to be a $10 to $15 stock. Eugene has helped me with a team of people in Kansas City. securing some potential contracts with the city on lighting for the parking decks. But we're also talking about how to transform this into an Internet of Things company, which is all about devices talking to devices. Well, there we go.
Not yet.
Not yet, we're about there though.
Okay.
And you said it was $12 going down to $10? You meant 12 cents?
No, it's only 12 cents.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's 12 cents.
Yeah.
If it was $12, I wouldn't be, not just.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering.
No, I still own
You'd
quite a
be
few.
playing tennis.
Yeah, I still own quite a few shares of Neogenomics, but my partner and I made a decision we don't sell till it's $13.41. And somebody asked us how we came up with that number, and I said, it was just one of those evenings. He's a Wharton MBA and very smart, and we came up with a earnings model that said this is where we think we're going to be, and we did a little compromise when he wanted 15, and I said, hey, how about 13? And by the time we got done, we're at 13.41. So the opportunity we have with Znergy really is really telling the world what we're doing. Right now, we've got 7 people. We're in Indiana. Dave Baker is the CEO. Its stock symbol is ZNRG. We have done nothing to promote it. So what I'm telling you guys is little forward-looking statements. Randy's a lawyer. Randy and I go way back. He used to beat up me on tennis all the time. But Znergy is all about understanding that we've got a great group of guys out of Indiana, Dave Baker. We've got 7 people, and right now we're on track to close about $800 to $1 million a week in business. We've got 496 different audits in the system. I helped bring the software to the table, which is one of the things we had to do was we had to take 2 steps backwards last year. We were growing so quick, we had to get the right software platform. So it took us about 4 to 5 months to put on this new integrated platform to help us manage the projects. So on my iPad here, I've got the ability to go into a room, take the floor plans, download it to, I'll just show you real quickly. So this is, you can't really see it real good, but I'll be glad to show everybody, it's the floor plan. So I can go take somebody's floor plan for a building. This happens to be First Advent of Jacksonville. It's a school tied in with the Advent Church up there. We went in and did the audit, and I was blessed with the gentleman that was helping me do the audit. Young man was walking around and helping me, and he kept saying, well, we did this and we did this, and I'm like, well, what do you mean you did this? And finally he told me, he goes, yeah, I was one to help install. I used to be an apprentice, electrician. Well, I thought he was a pilot, okay, because I'm interviewing this guy to help me with a couple getting around the projects we're doing and stuff. Put the iPad in his hand, and this kid also just lit up. He's detailed enough that he understands lighting, but he also understands how to do the audit for the software. And this is something where you want the guy that does the audit, and Eugene, you appreciate this, we don't need anybody ADD where they've left out like rooms, okay? We had a chance to audit the UPCI headquarters, and Eric Chi is not here with me, but I'm going to throw him under the bus right now. Eric, we put 5 guys on to do the audit, and we let Eric have an iPad and do that light count. Well, Eric, I think, left off 350 light bulbs, which was pretty massive. So you don't need a guy that's ADD when you do these projects. So the key is bringing out right people, right time. So we've got light meters. This is a meter that we use to basically just take what the room size is. So I can basically put all the measurements into the calculations. So the whole idea is we go into a room, we take everything, put the lights in, we count it, specs, everything else, figure out what the burn hours are. Burn hours then dictate whether it's a plant might operate 24/7, or it might be an office building that's operating 10 hours a day. Oh, great. Okay, great.
Your mic went off. If you touch the wrong. It needs a Znergy battery.
There we go.
Okay. You may touch that.
We provide
Yeah.
working from the other computer.
Okay, good.
I don't know why this part's down here. Do you have to use this computer?
Actually,
You gotta use this computer.
okay, you want to do it there?
Yeah, it's where you have.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Just,
What are you clicking on?
I'm just going here and clicking him.
Okay. There you go.
I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. Znergy is a publicly traded business-to-business company that provides energy-efficient lighting solutions. Primarily, Znergy retrofits or replaces inefficient lighting fixtures with new energy-saving LED lighting. Most local utility companies and the federal government offer rebates and tax incentives to companies who convert. A conversion to LED lights by Znergy can save a business over half on its monthly electric bill. The cost of waiting is truly significant.
Okay, so that's Kevin Harrington. He's on our board of directors at Znergy. He's one of the original sharks. Politics dictated that they brought somebody else in, which you guys might know owns the NBA team, Dallas Mavericks or whatever. Mark Cuban, yes. So Kevin is helping us. We've got a whole series of videos. If you go to Znergy University, we've got a whole training of 90 modules to train people, because our issue right now is scalability. So right now we've got more projects than, I just audited 1 million square feet yesterday, or the day before I was at BOMA. We have a lead engineer who's on Azure. He's certified lead, certified Energy Star, is on our advisory board. I've got Senator Steve Sims, former congressman and senator, as an advisor. He's got relationships with Branson and with Ted Turner with the Coalition, which is a bipartisan group all about being green. And the vision of Znergy really right now is we're looking at to be basically a $40 to $50 million company next year. And we've basically got enough in the queue right now. We've got about 100 million in the pipeline. We have not reflected in the stock price, so we haven't been focused on that. Next week we've got a call with our new firm out of New York to start doing some of the IR. But I also know it's a good time when you want to tell friends and family this is a good time. Just take a look at Znergy, put it on your radar. At the same time as we're looking for good leads for buildings, we like to do the bigger buildings, which are generally 100,000 square feet and up. My first building I got a chance to audit was the Tampa City Center, which is 1 million square feet. Randy, you know the building downtown. My past life, I used to be with Cushman & Wakefield. I was on the 18th floor back in the early 80s, and never dreamed I'd be walking every single floor of that building. I mean, I had to engineer, we had to take every light out, put it in. And so the real opportunity as we move forward is we're going to be merging other technologies on monitoring. So we're going to be a technology company that is what you call Internet of Things. And that's devices talking to devices. I don't know if you've seen the IBM Watson commercial where the guy shows up and walks into the manager of the building or whatever, says, we're here to fix the elevator. The guy goes, no, what's wrong? He goes, well, my boss said it's something wrong, which is IBM Watson talking. So we're all about looking at data, smart predictive analytics, monitoring fees as we go forward. Confidential working on a project right now with a utility company for 10,000 commercial users. Pay us $30 a month, which is $300,000 on a recurring revenue basis. So we're in discussions right now to put a bunch of partnerships together. So we're debt-free right now. I've just lined up a line of credit with, you'll be hearing about it, 3% low interest rate with one of our major players. We've got a partnership with IKEA Lighting, which does the manufacturing for Philips. So IKEA has stepped up. We're working with some large boxes on distribution. We've added a new product line we're adding. So just put it on your radar, see what's going on. It's znergyworld.com is our website. And right now we've been busy just really putting the team together. And we've got some excitement announcements that will be coming out later. I've got a full PowerPoint that I can share with you guys, but kind of gave you all the basics, unless you want me to go through it in any more detail. I know we're probably short on time, but I'm glad to answer any questions because it's pretty dynamic as far as understanding lighting, better controls. We're working with school systems where we can control the Kelvins, control the lighting, better learning. We have a different environments where we can bring down the lights, so dimmability is there. The color matching is there. So if you got a retail stop with a dark wood, you want to bring down the lighting so it still keeps that wood out. If you're in a school environment, you want to have it at a higher level so the kids aren't falling asleep. We've got a school we're doing with autism. They have issues with the fluorescence because it affects them. And then the workplace. OSHA requirements are dictating that you have to have X amount of lumens so that you're in a safe work environment. So we've been blessed with getting in a number of verticals. In the PowerPoint, we kind of show that we've gone after the office buildings, the large commercial industrial buildings. We had a chance to go up to Wisconsin, Wisconsin Rapids for you Wisconsin guys, and audit a building that was so large that it's 1.5 miles long. And we realized at that point we needed software that could handle it, and that's how we got into our new software platform. So we've got good partnerships going on. We've got a lot of announcements put out. The company has done nothing to really put any press releases out. We do have a first-class board. We've got, more importantly, quite a bit in the pipeline, and we're truly believing that, hey, we've got some opportunities to also help lighting in churches. So it's not our total focus, because the problem with it is burn hours, so the ROI is not as good. But there are $15 billion worth of rebates with the utility companies, and so we're taking advantage of that, because they want to take more companies off the grid, be more efficient, more green. So as we march forward, you're going to start seeing a lot more. The key right now is we've got a good team, and Eugene can attest to that. So Eugene, you got the floor.
Pete, what is the symbol of Znergy on the stock market?
The symbol is ZNRG, and next year we're looking at about 42 million. We're looking at
42 million in sales.
Right now we're working off about a 50% gross margin. So we're looking at having a pretty strong uplift in the stock price. We haven't done anything to talk about it. We thought we'd be coming out of the gates hot and heavy. But one of the things we learned is, you know what, we had to get the software. We had to train the people. So we had to shoot all these videos. We have a chairman that started Ideal Image, which is laser hair removal. But he was really good at training his team on duplicating. They were a franchise model. And so we've created a whole training program on how to look at a light, what that light is, how to use the software, how to safely install. We've got a bunch of things we're all putting online right now. And it's going to go live. Well, it's live now, but we're going to make it so it's access only for our team. So it's pretty exciting with what we have in the works. And the numbers are there. We're looking at some bigger numbers.
On the website, do you have that PowerPoint presentation on the website?
No, I do not.
Do you have any Znergy presentation on the website? I'm trying.
Yes, we have some. It explains what we do. Can you go to the website now?
But it doesn't have the financials, right?
No, the financials are all going to be with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So if you go to sec.gov, they're there. So you go to sec.gov, put in Znergy, and you can see what we've done. We're going to be filing our third quarter numbers by November 15th. And I can assure you that they're a lot better than we did the previous quarter, okay? And I'll just leave it at that, okay? But then again, I'm not on the board. I'm not an officer director, but I will just tell you it's a good time to take a look at the stock. And the main thing is we're going to go tell the story like we did with NEO. So when you get involved with a public company, you need sponsorship. Samuel's got a great company. It takes sponsorship. He's got a great sponsor right there. I want her in my corner. Because it's all about, you know, you got to make it happen. So with NEO Genomics, NEO took us 12 years to take it from pennies to $12. I can tell you our footprint for launching Znergy is a lot quicker, a lot better story, more exciting. When I try to talk to people, well, I know you. So sponsorship is big and just helping a company, because you got to think about strategic, the partnerships. The last thing you want management to do is try to go around and try to do deals, because it takes away from what their core competency is, building the business, which is, hey, let's go do block and tackle. You know, occasionally let's maybe throw that 10-yard ball, but they shouldn't be trying to throw the 60, 70-yard ball downfield. And so my job is to look at the partnerships we've got with Avnet. We've got discussion with Microsoft, IBM. We're dealing with a number of companies that are in the control systems area. We've got other things that are tied in with HVAC. So we're looking at the holistic value of the building. And so what I've been enjoying is talking about bringing clients to the table on Znergy. Then I also talk about the Beamer and saying, hey, what's the health of your body? What's the health of your building? So it's like, I have a good time talking about
what is the Beamer? Now, we can buy that device and you give 10% to LifeSprings. How does that all work? Like that.
Well, let me tell you how it works. That's
How it really works.
So what Randy and I have been talking about setting up a financing company, which we would like to talk about donating 20% back, the finance company back to LifeSpring. Steve Drury is now one of our new reps working with Eugene.
Yes.
And I brought Eugene into the business, so it's a direct selling model. it's all about teamwork.
That's right.
So it's really understanding that we've got a lot of people out there. Where's Jamie? He signed up. He brought. You're talking about. You got to tell your story because it's pretty compelling.
He'll be getting up here in a few minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the opportunity is how to help make money for, and more importantly, health. I'm doing it really for the health reasons because I make more money on all of my other stuff. But it's really about the health, and you understand blood flow, and you see the difference in people's life. What's that?
I thought it was about the money coming into life.
This man, right. So this is the website. I welcome you guys to go take a look at it. But I will make available the PowerPoint for everybody here in the audience, okay? Because you guys need to see it. And it's basically what I went through. It's just talking about the verticals, what we're doing, projections I throw in there. I talk about who our customers are, like, actually, can you scroll down, please? Because I can't, we've got like Sherwin-Williams, so we're doing work for Berkshire Hathaway. Forest River's one of their big subsidiaries. They make the RVs, which is pretty cool. And then, so some of these are clients we have. So Sherwin-Williams, so we just finished doing Bell's distribution facility in Bradenton. We took 6 teams. We got down last Saturday at 5:30 in the morning. We started, we finished up at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. And we had 6 guys come in and do their plant facility. They didn't want anything to disrupt their business. So when you understand the value of what we can do for lighting, it's more also about maintenance. Forest River is more concerned about shutting down production lines to get to these high bays, which means they got to go get a crane, a lift, and when you start talking about ceiling heights, 60, 80 feet, it takes pretty special equipment. So it's not the guy in the truck that you think about with LED lighting. We're talking about serious facilities, doing the right lights, having the right partnerships, 10-year warranty on our lights. Okay, nobody has that. Okay, and we're working with a direct manufacturer that's got great products, and they stand behind their products. So when we go in these buildings, we assess it, we help them, and then we manage getting the rebates for them. We do the project management, we manage the install, the sourcing of the product, and we also help arrange finance. So we've got a partnership with a company called Neosis, with Austin Ventures, that we use as a platform, but more importantly, we've got financing that we're bringing in. Berkshire Hathaway, for example, they don't need financing. They look at us, okay, what's the deal? Here's our ROI. We're going to save this much on maintenance. Because every time you shut a line down, it's time is money. And these managers are like, oh, that's great, the green stuff, that's great. But get that line running. That's all they care about. Because their return, their bonuses are made on keeping production going. As well as, when you think about OSHA and all the requirements you have, lost time accidents, and management of people, you got to be sensitive to your employees and understand that they have better work condition, they can see the product better, quality control. When we went with Verso, a paper company, they were all more interested in taking care of their equipment, seeing the paper, looking at, making sure their employees were safe. So we've got a number of verticals. We've kind of just come out of the gates. I can just tell you, with just the 8 salespeople we got now, we're going to be doing north of $50 million next year. Okay.
Yeah, I think one of the things that most of us probably have played around with stocks a little bit, but stock prices grow based on revenue growth and profit growth. Both of those Znergy has made happen in 2017. I mean, if you just look back at where we were a year ago when the stock was about 2 cents or whatever it is, and now it's 12 cents, as you said a while ago. But you haven't even started publicizing the revenue and profits yet.
No, we haven't.
And that is about to happen. But that's going to drive the stock price.
So just as a little education, what we do is, as a banker, we would basically help sponsor companies. We get them to go to institutional roadshows. So a room just like this, filled with, you're all now analysts. You're all having fun. You run. They're all looking for good deals.
Yeah.
So with Neogenomics, we attended all these conferences. Go tell them we're going to do it. Go do it. Go tell them again. Go do it. Tell them again. And that's how it works. So we've got a coming out party that we're doing in early December. It's a micro conference for small cap companies, which micro cap's less than $1 billion in market cap. In my days, man, $100 million, it was under that was a micro cap. Well, actually lower than that. I'll date myself. So things keep getting, the bar keeps getting raised, you know, like you're $1 billion and you're a micro cap? Okay, cool. So the key is we got to go tell the story. At the same time as we've got great relationships that we've pulled together. And all this has not come out, and it will be coming out. But, you know, we announced the school deal. I got on my cell phone, a check for $385,000 we got as a deposit. We did put an 8K out, so it's not public information, but it's $1 million contract for a school system. So we're now doing prisons. We've got 2 prisons that we're working on now. We've got a trade show in early January for the prisons that we're going to be looking at. We've got another one that's just for the big boxes, the guys that manage logistics for handling Amazon products and other companies out there. Then typically they're 1 million square feet plus. We've got conversations going on with Kellogg and Frito-Lay and a couple of the other big ones that are out there.
In Kansas City, we just met with them, the entire city, we got about $1.5 million, a contract with them that should be coming forth here in the next couple of months too, so this is.
And we've had our growing pains, so just to let you know, I mean, Eugene and his team have been a little frustrated because they have about 10 million projects that they can bring to the table, and our guys in Indiana, it's like, you can't throw the ball too big because they're running with all their projects, so.
So it's not only selling, you said you have 6 or 8 salespeople.
Yeah, we got 8, including Dave. We have 7.
But then you have to have installation people, right?
Well, what we've done is put partnerships together with 3 companies. We're dealing with ProLight, we're dealing with IKEA, okay, and we got another company that we're working with Miller Electric. So we put together partnerships to get them to do the lighting. But it's all about getting the pricing done, getting the quote done, getting the acceptance done. You know, all of a sudden, like Tampa City Center, I went and did the audit, and then like, okay, now we need it. You know, I mean, I pushed them, and then all of a sudden they're turning around pushing me. I'm like, okay, now you're in the queue, guys. You know, I told you that I can't get to you.
So, you know, maybe just as a comment here, all of us are connected to people around the nation. And if you realize that this stock is going to drive investment capital for LifeSprings, let's be open and tell people what we have here, and you know, you don't have to know how to sell it. Just get a hold of Eugene or Eric or Pete, somebody, and get the connection made, because we need investment capital in this company, in LifeSprings. And that's what's going to drive some of these things that many of you represented here today.
So yes, and also we're looking for customers. I mean, as we grow, we're looking to expand our wings. I mean, I've got Jim Shrimp is a former board member with John Deere. He's a golf buddy of mine in Phoenix. He's already given me 30 buildings, okay? So we're working, you know.
What was their stock to go with?
Well, no, part of the stock is we gotta go tell the story and retail buyers.
John Deere stock went up after they told you.
Yeah, right. I wish it worked that way. We're still like the little guy on the tail of the dog, okay? So we got a great opportunity with the stock. The key is telling everybody, tell the word, talk about Znergy. It is one, you know, it's one that we've got all the right metrics in place. We have no debt. And so all the right things are there. I'm not here to raise money. I'm more, how do I tell the story? The fact that we have a big chunk with, you know, LifeSpring, which the whole idea is how do you put fuel in the tank? Because all these programs you want to talk about, it takes money. Buy a great company and cash flow, you need money, okay? So the key is, like you said, let's go get that $1 billion, which the Mormons have done a great job doing, okay? And I mean, I've worked with the Mormons on a number of investments. And I know personally Steve Young. Steve's a great-great-grandson of Brigham Young. And, you know, I've helped the football players out with their investments. So I've been blessed to see how they interwork. They're very good at networking. They're really good at understanding how to expand the business community. They're also understanding that it's all about giving back. I mean, it's all about, you know, everything's giving back. It's, you know, understand, put yourself out there. You got to help people. Business leaders helping other business leaders, because at the end of the day, everybody here can help strategically with the businesses.
Pete, one other thing. Put your investment banker hat on and think about the deal that Bob Manners has a signed LOI and letter of intent.
Well, I just want to find out how Bob cut that kind of deal. I'm thinking, okay, $15 million
You know,
valuation.
here's the thing, and we said this going into LifeSpring. There are people out there that like this model, just like the owner of this company. He likes the fact that we will buy his company and give 50% of the profits to the UP Foundation. I mean, that is a fact. Now, the key is we still got to raise the money, and I told Bob when it happened, I said we don't have times on there, so
Just check.
I said, Pete has connections with mezzanine finance.
Well, you know, what you need is Philip Hardy to put together a marketing program to tell everybody
Yeah.
within the organization what we're doing, okay? Because right now, we're not doing a very good job of it. I mean, we're getting the word out, everybody's here at LifeSpring. We should have this room packed. I mean,
Yeah.
we should have all these rooms taken, telling everybody what's going on.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, Philip, you know, it's marketing. I mean, here's a Mr. Harvard knows how to market and win the big coveted award. I think it's great. I mean, you understood what it took to win, okay? And you've shown up. But it is telling everybody what we're doing, because if you don't know, you know, and we all go back, everybody gets busy and gets their, and back in their stuff, you know, everybody gets back in their comfort zone, and, you know, they're doing their stuff, and they forget about all this stuff, you know. So getting together once a year, we should keep the, kind of, here's what we're doing, here's things, LifeSpring, maybe some kind of newsletter that can go out saying, you know, hey, we're looking for these opportunities, we're looking for business owners that might have other deals that you can throw into the portfolio. You already know how to manage these companies. I want to stay away from managing anything, okay? I just like to use my Rolodex. Tell me what you need, and I can probably introduce you to somebody, okay? And Eugene knows how crazy I am. But I like to have a good time, so, you know, he tells me to fly on a plane to go to San Jose. Samuel, great company, we've got to talk about that later. I guess you're on the TAC tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So guys, it's all about teamwork and understanding, get out of our own box, stretch, let's go make it happen. I will talk to a couple of my funds. You and I spend a little time and drill down on it so I can be a little more educated than it's just, okay, so Eugene, I guess you got the floor, right? Or you want to say something?
Excellent.
Excellent.